Hi, my name is Goldman, and I'm an attorney with Goldman and Associates. And as the firm does a tremendous amount of divorce and custody work, we are often asked, does it matter if I file first? Does it matter if she filed first? Who should file first? Ladies and gentlemen, there are some limited advantages of filing first. The general proposition in the ideal function of the law is it doesn't matter who files. Somebody files, the other one files an answer, no big deal. Well, not always the case, because remember, the one who files first gets the first crack at approaching the judge who's going to handle the case and submitting for that judge any kind of request for temporary emergency relief. So, for example, if you file first and you want to allege that your children are being abused, so you want a temporary order of custody, you might very well get such an order if you can convince the court that there's an emergency going on, you're filing now to protect the kids, and the court might enter a temporary order. And the inertia of that temporary order might give you an upper hand in custody later on down the road within that case. Similarly, if you want to allege that we need a temporary freezing of all assets because my spouse is going to squander the money, or he controls all the money, or she has access and she's going to wither down the marital estate, you can go to the court and get an order temporarily freezing that. And as the first person who filed, you have the first crack at explaining your position to the judge without anybody else being involved. That can be a big advantage. The court, for example, will look at the person who brings the action as somebody who's genuinely aggrieved, as opposed to the one who's standing up in response and saying, oh, me too, I also want custody. The first person is going to look like they genuinely care, and the second one is at risk of looking like somebody who's just jumping on the bandwagon, sort of a tit-for-tat kind of thing. So if you want to appear as genuine as possible and you feel you need immediate relief from the court, you should be the one to file first. Having said that, if you catch wind that your spouse may be filing, so therefore you want to run and jump in quickly just for whatever reason to be able to say that, no, you didn't kick me out, I left kind of thing, there's not a whole lot of advantage to that. The court really doesn't care about that drama. So in that sense, it really wouldn't matter. The bottom line is like this. If you're trying to preserve your children, or you're trying to preserve an immediate threat to the marital estate, file first, bring your evidence to the court, try and get that emergency order. Then it makes sense to file first. All other cases where it's just really jockeying for position, remember, gamesmanship is a very poor substitute for intellect. Okay? If you have any questions about that, reach out to us and we'll be glad to help you out. If you found this helpful, like and share.